They call me the man in black because I despise the light. I'm here in the studio tonight. What are you doing? Did the lights move? Where was I? Yes. Tonight, I introduce a program by a woman who has delved into the dark of the depths of human weakness. The mean, the hateful, the thoughtless, that leads to ruin.
Operator. I have been trying to contact Murray Hill for the last half hour, but they are busy. I don't think they can be busy for so long. Can you try calling them, please?
Good evening, ma'am. Give me a moment.
I have been feeling sick and nervous. My husband's office is in there and I'm home alone.
Sorry, ringing Murray Hill 40098 failed.
Hello? Is Mr. Stevenson there?
Hello?
Hello. Everything all right? Is everything ready and clear for tonight?
Yes, George. Everything is ready for tonight. Where are you now? You know the address, right?
Don't worry, I'm in a phone booth, and I'm fine. And yes, I do know the address. At 11 o'clock, the private patrolman goes around the corner to the 2nd Avenue for some beer.
That's right. 11 o'clock. And don't forget, make sure that all lights downstairs are out. What's that? Just a minute, George. Our client tells me that at 11:15, a train crosses the bridge. It makes a noise in case the window is open and she should scream.
Hello, please. What number is this?
Okay, understood. 11:15 p.m. Train?
Yeah. Remember anything else, George?
Yeah. I'll make it as quick as possible and with as little blood as possible.
That's right. Still don't want to use the gun? You will be using a knife, right?
Yes, I'll be using a knife. I'll make it seem like a robbery, just like what the client asked. And don't worry, everything's going to be fine.
Oh, how disgustingly awful. Operator!
Your number, please.
Operator, I have been cut off.
What number will it be?
I was supposed to be calling Murray Hills, but I was down into the wrong number and I heard people talking about murder. Please, you need to retrace.
I'm sorry, but how may I help you?
I know it was the wrong number and it was none of my business, but these men were planning some kind of murder.
What number are you dialing?
It doesn't matter what number I was calling. It was a wrong number and you dialed it for me.
But what number did you call, ma'am?
Why are you so stupid? Are you telling me you can't figure out what that number was just now?
Sorry for the misunderstanding. I will connect you to the chief operator.
Shameful! I asked you to call Murray Hill 40098, but you must have slipped and connected me to the wrong number. I could hear them, but they couldn't hear me.
Murray Hill 40098. I will try to get it for you.
Oh, really? Finally! Thank you.
I'm sorry. Ringing Murray Hill 40098 failed.
What? Operator!
Your call, please.
You didn't try to get that wrong number at all. I asked you explicitly, and all you did was dial incorrectly.
I am sorry. What number are you dialing?
Can you forget about the number I'm calling and help me for once? I need that call traced. It's my civic duty, and it's your civic duty to trace it and catch those killers. And if you
Sorry for
won't,
the misunderstanding. I will get you to the chief operator.
well, please, all this talk can't make anyone understand.
Hello and good evening. This is the chief operator.
Chief operator, I need you to trace the call immediately. I don't know who made it or where it came from, but it's urgent. It was about a murder, a cold-blooded plan to kill an innocent woman tonight at 11:15.
I see.
Can you trace it for me? Can you track down those men?
Well, I'm not certain. It depends.
It depends. On
Dep-
what?
It depends on whether the call is still going on. If it's a live call, we can trace it on the equipment. If it's been disconnected, we can't.
Disconnected.
Yes, if the parties have stopped talking to each other.
Of course they stopped talking by now. That call was at least 5 minutes ago, and it didn't sound like someone who would make a long call too.
Well, I could try tracing it. May I have your name, please?
Mrs. Leona Stevenson, but please,
Give me the phone number also.
Plaza 32089. But if you go on wasting
Why do
all-
you need this call traced?
You're asking me why? I feel that something needs to be done about it. These men sounded like killers. They are dangerous.
Have you reported this to the police?
Well, no, not yet.
Do you want this call checked as a purely individual?
Yes, but meanwhile...
I'm sorry, Mrs. Stevenson, but I'm afraid we can make this check and trace the call just on your say-so as a private individual.
But why?
We need to have something more official.
For heaven's sake, you mean to tell me I can't report there's going to be a murder without getting tied up in all this red tape? Perfectly idiotic! Well, alright then, I will call the police!
I'm sure that will be the best way to deal with it.
Ridiculous! I have never heard of such nonsense!
Your call, please.
Police department, get me to police department!
Ringing the police department.
Police station 43, Sergeant Martin speaking. Police department, this is Mrs. Stevenson. Mrs. Leona Stevenson of 53 North Sutton Place. I'm calling to report a murder. Wait, what? The murder hasn't been committed yet. I just overheard plans for it over the telephone over a wrong number. I've been trying to trace down the call myself, but everybody is so stupid, and I guess in the end you're the only one who could do anything. Sure, ma'am. Tell me everything. I'm listening. It was a perfectly definite murder. I heard their plans distinctly. Two men were talking, and they were going to murder some woman at 11:15 tonight. She lived in a house near a bridge. Are you listening to me? Oh, yes, ma'am. And there was a private patrolman on the street. He was going to go around for a beer on 2nd Avenue. And then there was some third man, a client, who was paying to have this poor woman murdered. They were going to take her rings and bracelets and use a knife to... It unnerves me, and I'm not well.
Yes, I see. When was all this, ma'am?
About 8 minutes ago. Oh, then can you do something? You do understand.
What's your name, ma'am?
Mrs. Leona Stevenson,
And your address?
53 North Sutton Place. That's near a bridge, the Queensboro Bridge, you know? And we have a private patrolman on our street.
Yeah.
And 2nd Avenue is
And, what is that number you were calling?
Murray Hill 40098, but that was the number I overheard. I mean, Murray Hill 40098 is my husband's office. He's working late tonight, and I was trying to reach him to ask him to come home. And it's the maid's night off, and I hate to be alone.
Yeah, well, we will look into it, Mrs. Stevenson, and see if we can check in with the telephone company.
The telephone company said they couldn't check the call. The parties have stopped talking. I've already taken care of that.
Oh, you have?
Yes, and personally, I feel like doing something more immediate and drastic than just checking the call. What good does checking the call do if they stop talking? down, they'll have already committed the murder.
Yeah, well, we will look into it, Mrs. Stevenson. Don't you worry.
I say the whole thing calls for a search, a complete and thorough search of the whole city. I'm very near the bridge, and I'm not very far to the 2nd Avenue, and I know I'd feel a whole lot better if you sent around the radio car to this neighborhood at once.
What makes you think that the murder is going to be committed in your neighborhood now?
Well, I don't know, only the coincidence is so horrible. 2nd Avenue, the patrolman, the bridge.
Well, 2nd Avenue, you know, is a very long street, ma'am. And do you know how many bridges there are in the city of New York?
I know all that.
How do you know it isn't some little house on some little Staten Island you've never even heard about? How do you even know it's in New York at all?
But I heard they call it the New York dialing system.
Well, maybe it was a long distance call you overheard. Telephones are funny things, you know. Now why don't you look at it this way? Supposing you hadn't broken in on that call, supposing you got your husband like you always do, you wouldn't be so upset, would you?
I suppose not, but what I heard sounded so inhuman, so cold-blooded.
Well, a lot of murders are plotted in the city every day, ma'am. We managed to stop almost all of them. But a clue of this kind is so vague. It's almost as good as no clue at all.
But surely you can.
Unless, of course, you have some reason for thinking that this call was not genuine and that somebody was planning to murder you.
Me? No, I hardly think so. I mean, why should anybody? I'm alone all day and night. I see nobody except my maid Alois.
Oh, yeah?
She's too lazy to even bring up my breakfast tray. And the only other person is my husband Albert. He's crazy about me. He adores me. He waits on my hand and foot and has scarcely left my side since I took sick 12 years ago.
Well then, there's nothing for you to worry about. We'll take care of it.
What will you do? It's so late. It's nearly 11 now.
We'll take care of it, lady. Jeez.
Well, will you broadcast it all over the city and send out squads and warn your radio cars to watch out, especially in suspicious neighborhoods like mine?
Lady, I said I'd take care of it. Now, I've got a couple other matters here on my desk that require immediate attention. So, good night, ma'am.
Oh, you idiot! Why did I hang up the phone like that? Now he'll think I am a fool. Oh, why doesn't Albert come home? Why doesn't he? I'll get the operator again.
Your call, please.
Operator, for heaven's sake, will you ring that Murray Hill 40098 number again? I can't think what's keeping him so long.
I will try it for you. I'm sorry. Murray Hill 40098 is busy.
I can hear it. You don't have to tell me. I know it's busy. If I could only get out of this bed for a little while. If I could get a breath of fresh air or just lean out of the window and see the street. Albert? Hello? Hello? What's the matter with this phone? Hello? 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 Oh, for heaven's sake, who is this? Hello? Who is trying to call me? What are they trying to do to me?
Your call, please.
Hello, operator. I don't know what's the matter with this telephone tonight, but it's positively driving me crazy. I've never seen such inefficient, miserable service. Now look, I'm an invalid, and I'm very nervous, and I'm not supposed to be annoyed. But if this keeps on much longer,
What seems to be the trouble?
everything's wrong. I haven't had one bit of satisfaction out of one call I made this evening. And now my phone keeps ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing every 5 seconds or so. And when I pick it up, there's no one there.
I am sorry. If you will hang up, I will test it for you.
I don't want you to test it for me. I want you to put that call through, whatever it is, at once.
I'm afraid I cannot do that.
You can't? And why? Why, may I ask?
The dial system system is automatic. If someone is trying to dial your number, there is no way to check whether the call is coming through the system or not, unless the person who is trying to reach you complains to his particular operator.
Stupid! And meanwhile, I've got to sit here in my bed, suffering every time that phone rings, imagining everything.
I will try to check the trouble.
Oh, for heaven's sake, what's the use of talking to you? And how dare you speak to me like that? I don't know your name, but there are ways of finding you out. And I'm going to report you to your superiors for the most unpardonable rudeness and insolence that's ever been my privilege. Give me the business office at once!
You may dial the number directly.
Dial it directly? I'll do no such thing. I don't even know the number.
Dial it there. The number is there in your directory. You may look for it in your dial system or secure it by dialing for.
Listen here, you. Oh, what's the use? For heaven's sake, stop ringing me. Do you hear? Answer me. Who is this? Do you realize you're driving me crazy? Stop it, I say. And if you don't stop ringing me, I'm going to call the police. Do you hear? Oh, let it ring. Let it go home. I won't answer. I won't answer it this time. If it goes on ringing all night, I won't answer it. I won't answer it. It stopped. Why? Why did it stop ringing all of a sudden? What time is it? Where's my clock? 5 to 11. They've decided something. They're sure I'm home. They've heard my voice answering. That's why they've been ringing. Operator, where were you just now? Why didn't you answer? Give me the police department.
I'm sorry, but the line is busy. I will try to get it for you later.
Busy? That's impossible. The police department can't be busy. There must be other lines available.
Your line is busy. I will try to get it for you later.
No, I've got to speak to them now. It may be too late. I've got to talk to someone.
What number do you wish to speak to?
I don't know, but there must be someone to protect people besides the police department. A detective agency.
You will find agencies listed in your classified directory.
I don't classify. I mean, I'm too nervous to look it up. I don't even know how to use the book.
I'll connect you with information system. Maybe they can help.
No! You're just being cruel. You don't care about me. I could die, and it wouldn't matter to you. Stop it! Stop it! I can't take it anymore!
Hello? Is this Plaza 32099?
Yes, this is Plaza 32099.
This is Western Union. I have a telegram from Mrs. Leona Stevenson. Is there anyone there to receive it?
I'm Mrs. Stevenson.
Mrs. Leona Stevenson, 53 North Sunny Place, New York. Darling, so sorry. Tried calling for the last hour, but the line was busy. Leaving for Boston at 11 p.m. on urgent business. Back tomorrow afternoon. Stay happy. Love, Albert.
Oh no.
Would you like us to deliver a copy of this message?
No, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good night.
Good night. No, I don't believe it. He wouldn't do this. He wouldn't. Nobody knows that I'll be all alone. It's a trick. It must be a trick.
Your number, please.
Operator, try Murray Hill 40099 for me again. Please.
You can dial the number directly.
4009A. it. Oh no, he's gone. Albert, how could you? How could you leave me? I can't be alone tonight. If I'm alone for another second, I'll lose my mind. I don't care what it costs or what he says. I'm sick. I deserve help.
This is operator information. How can I help you?
I need the phone number for Henley Hospital.
Do you have a street address?
No, it's somewhere in the 70s. It's a small private hospital. I had my appendix out there 2 years ago.
One moment, please.
Please hurry and tell me, what time is it?
You can find out the time by calling Meridian 7 12 12.
I don't have time for that.
The number for Hensley Hospital is Butterfield 89970.
Is this Hensley Hospital?
Receptionist of Hensley Hospital speaking. How may I help you?
I need the nurses registry.
Who do you want to speak to?
I just need the nurses registry right away. I want to hire a nurse for tonight.
I see. What kind of case is it, ma'am?
I'm very nervous. I need someone to help calm me and keep me company. My husband is away and
Has any doctor recommended you to us?
No, but I don't see why that matters. I need a nurse. I was a patient at your hospital 2 years ago, and I'll pay for the service.
We understand, ma'am, but it is wartime. There aren't many nurses available, and we're only sending them for urgent cases. Only the doctor feels if it's actually necessary.
It is necessary. I'm sick. I'm very upset, alone in this house, and I'm an invalid. Tonight, I overheard a phone call about a woman being killed when a train crosses a bridge. If someone doesn't come soon, I'll lose my mind.
I'll tell a possible nurse, Miss Phillips, when she comes back. What's your name, ma'am?
Miss Phillips, when will she be back?
I'm not sure. She went to supper at 11.
11? But it's not 11 yet. Oh, my clock stopped. I thought I was running slow. What time is it?
It is currently 11:15.
What was that?
What was what, ma'am?
That click on my phone. It sounded like someone picked up the extension downstairs.
I didn't hear anything. Now about the nurse.
But I heard it. Someone is in this house, downstairs in the kitchen. They're listening to me. I'll stay quiet. They won't hear me. But if I don't call now, while they're still downstairs, it will be too late. I have to reach the operator.
Your call, please.
Operator, I'm in trouble. Desperate trouble.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Please speak louder.
I can't. Someone's listening. Can you hear me now?
I'm sorry.
You have to hear me. Please help me. Someone's in this house. They're going to kill me. You need to call. Jenkins, do you hear that? They put on the extension. They're coming up the stairs. Get me the police.
One moment. I'll connect you.
Hurry. I can hear them. Oh God, please hurry. Ah!
Police Department, Precinct 53. Sergeant Martin speaking.
Police? Oh, sorry. Wrong number. Don't worry. Everything's fine.
Things didn't end well for Mrs. Stevenson. As for Mr. Stevenson, has moved to California with his secretary, Marge, and now is at Canada City Council.